Right at the top of the hour, once again, this is News Tonight at 10. My name is Patricia Lukoma Mpango, and Dorothy Namiyemba is on sign language. Let's look at the top stories. Strategies to fight corrupt health officials and establish an industrial park for minerals. Drama as Lutale's daughter attempts to attack the judge in Bestige's case. Kyagulanyi accuses government of arresting his supporters, pledges to focus on building modern cities and roads if elected. And into the news, President Yoweri Museveni has reiterated that government is fully implementing his earlier pledge of donating 2 acres of land accompanied by 10 million shillings as a package to households affected by landslides in Bulambuli district. While campaigning in Bulambuli this Thursday evening, President Museveni noted that this program intends to relocate communities living in disaster-prone areas.
By 9 a.m. of Thursday, 16th November 2025, supporters had already gathered at Nabongo Secondary School grounds in Bulambuli district, ready to receive the NRM presidential candidates. Through different local performances, local communities described President Yoweri Museveni as a bridge of development and emancipation. The afternoon drizzle ushered in party leaders and dignitaries. Moments later, Bulambuli district welcomed the president.
Huyu mja wako kwa jina Yoweri Kaguta Museveni aliikuta nchi hii ikiwa imeoza.
In Bulambuli, the president was flanked by party leaders Anita Ntamo, Calvin Echodu, Richard Odong, ministers Hilary Onek, Florence Nambozo, and Patriotic League of Uganda Secretary General Daudi Kabanda.
We welcome you to Bulambuli district this afternoon as you continue reminding we party members about the need to protect the gains.
You people of Bulambuli know what used to happen, and now you're sleeping in your house, you're doing everything that you can because of the peace brought by our candidate.
The grateful people that have stayed here in rain and appreciate you. We thank you for your leadership and the peace you have brought to this place.
Joint memorandum tabled by local leaders pointed out a few challenges hindering development in the district.
I pray for you to consider to upgrade Muyembe Health Center 4 to a district hospital, Your Excellency.
At the beginning of his address, President Museveni recalled how insecurity disturbed the communities of Bulambuli.
You people of Bulambuli, you are the best witnesses for the meaning of peace.
In the 2026-2031 manifesto, President Museveni is pledging to construct more schools and hospitals for Bulambuli district.
But there are some parishes which don't have government primary schools. Those will get. Then there are some counties without government secondary schools. They will also get.
Being one of the districts which has been often disturbed by landslides, President Museveni couldn't skip this matter as he invited the Minister of State for Disaster, Hilary Onek, to update the community.
Our ministry has managed to rescue those from the disaster area. Most of them are now kept in the settlement camp waiting for relocation.
But the president faults local communities for interfering with nature, which has resulted into the persistent natural calamities.
Very dangerous because first of all, once you cut the trees are the ones holding the soil. So therefore, that's why we took a policy long ago that people in endangered areas places should go away. They should not wait for people to die.
President Museveni, however, reiterates that relocating residents residing in such prone areas will be a continuous government program.
The policy of getting people out of danger was adopted long ago. That's why we bought that land. 2,000 acres, now they are buying more land. There's money to buy more land. Each family will be given 2 acres and 10 million. And then there's 50 billion to buy more land.
To those who have supported the relocation program, the president is quick to recommend them.
Therefore, I'm glad you want to be settled. That's good, because in the past, people didn't know the danger.
He further alleges that landslides have been a persistent issue arising from poor politicking.
In the past, people thought we were just talking, that there was no danger. And the politicians are very dangerous. We say, oh, no. They should stay. It is as if a country has no people of knowledge because of the politics of people who are just blind, who don't care about, who don't do anything. They don't want to learn. They just want power.
Robert Onyango, UBC News.
The National Resistance Movement NRM presidential candidate, President Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, has pledged to fight corrupt health officials to ensure efficient service delivery. He also promised to establish an industrial park for Manafa district local government following the discovery of the vermiculite mineral. Mr. Museveni made the comments while campaigning in Bugisu sub-region on Thursday.
NRM presidential candidate Yoweri Kaguta Museveni entered day 2 of his campaigns in Bugisu sub-region with rallies in Manafa and Bulambuli districts. In Manafa, he addressed a mega rally at Bugobero High School playgrounds in Bugobero Town Council, where he was welcomed by thousands of supporters. Museveni pledged to fight corruption in the health sector to ensure effective delivery of services such as immunization.
First of all, in health, immunization has been going very well in the whole of Uganda. It is the treatment which has been having problems because of the corruption of the health workers. But we shall find a solution, because what they are doing it in Uganda, not in Congo, not in Sudan. We shall get them.
He highlighted some of his government's achievements, including roads, electricity, water, schools, and health facilities, saying these form a strong foundation for further development. He assured residents that if re-elected, the remaining roads such as Bubulo, Nabumali, Butaleja Road and Bududa-Bubulo Circular Road would be completed.
The roads which are already done, you have seen them, like the one of Mbale to Ruahaha, the one of Tirinyi to Busoga, the one going to Soroti, Tororo. But the ones which are planned now, which are under procurement, they are looking for the one to do the work. Nabumari, Butareja, Namtumba, Buburo, Bududa Circular Road.
Buburo, Bududa Circular Road,
28 kilometers. The other one is 90 kilometers, the one of Butareja.
He also promised to establish an industrial park in Manafa district to support local development following the discovery of vermiculite mineral.
And I'm glad that we are going to have the Manafa Industrial Park. There is the mineral there called, I've forgotten what they call it.
That vermiculite?
Vermiculite. Vermiculite. We are going to, they will build around that vermiculite. Yeah. And there's even iron ore somewhere. There's also iron ore here. Now that vermiculite is very important because apparently it controls fire. It is a poor conductor of heat. So when they are making very strong vehicles like satellites, they need some of those minerals which don't get hot quickly.
Philip Aguta for UBC News in Manafa.
National Unity Platform NO President Robert E. Kyagulanyi Sentema has visited the Singiro district in Ankole sub-region as a part of his ongoing presidential campaign trail, calling for unity and urging Ugandans to reject all forms of tribal and religious discrimination.
Kyagulanyi Robert Sentamu, president of the National Unity Platform, condemned the arrest of more than 20 of his supporters by security forces the previous night.
We condemn that, of course. It's an act of discrimination. It is terrible because they are trying to paint a very wrong image of a beautiful region they are called a region. They are trying to promote tribalism, which we condemn, and we inform them that Ugandans are united. Ugandans have put tribalism way behind them. You've seen how united Ugandans are, especially the young generation, from the east to the west, from the north to the south and central. Unfortunately, those people that attacked us, protected by police, were not arrested. But last night, our teams were raided by the police and military, and 20 of our people were arrested.
He accused the Electoral Commission of watching violent incidents without taking action, saying such acts violate democratic rights. He added that NUP lawyers are already working to secure the release of the arrested supporters.
These goons were being protected.
Before proceeding to Isingiro, Kyagulanyi attended the funeral service of the late Nabukera Monica Catherine Kibalama, wife to Kibalama John Bosco, who is reportedly missing. Kyagulanyi later traveled to Isingiro, accompanied by his wife Barbara Itungo Kyagulanyi, NUP Secretary General David Lewis Rubongoya, and various Ankole regional leaders.
Tulina obuvunaanyizibwa okuggyawo ekifaananyi ekyo, tulina obuvunaanyizibwa okutereeza ensi yaffe, tulina obuvunaanyizibwa ffe kennyini okweseefugaadinga.
At the rallies in Isingiro, Kyagulanyi again emphasized unity, urging citizens to see themselves first as Ugandans, regardless of their tribe or religion.
Ogumushiija yampente wampente kijja ebale kakati mutegeera kye njogerako naye ndi wano kirungi nnyo nti intaneti eraba buli wamu, kirungi nnyo nti kamera ziri buli wamu, balaba laavu eri wano, balaba nti nammwe muli bannayuganda baagala enkyukakyuka.
He promised development projects including the construction of processing factories for matoke, modern road networks, railway lines, hospitals, and free education, with meals for school children. Kyagulanyi also pledged to ensure every household gets clean water and electricity, alongside supporting income-generating activities to improve livelihoods.
Is special. In Uganda, everyone is a superstar. In Uganda, buli omu agenda kubanga yeeyagalira mu nsi ye.
Joseph Kigozigola.
Now, happenings with the Musinga birthday run. The Minister of State for National Guidance, Godfrey Kabyanga, has contributed 2 million shillings towards the upcoming Musinga birthday run slated for November 14th. During the event, he also delivered 3 laptops donated by the Ministry of ICT and National Guidance and pledged to provide additional desktop computers to strengthen the kingdom's drive towards the digital transformation.
Some laptops. But I'm also trying to see how I can get them desktops so that now when they're joining the digital world, because these days every institution must go digital, and you can't go digital without equipment. And I would like to make it very clear, this is not my personal donation, because politicians want to personalize things. These computers have been donated by the Ministry of Information, Communication Technology and National Guidance. So,
most important, this offer from the Ministry of Information and National Guidance, and indeed for taking our request and this request yielding. We thank you for being there. I must say, ladies and gentlemen, that Honorable Kabyanga, the Minister of State for National Guidance, has been there for us. To pass information, we really get challenges. When we want to type a small document, we move up and down trying to see where we type it from. So I think this is the beginning of forming a very strong information desk, and it's going to help us so much.
Police and army have been patrolling the city after traders closed their shops, protesting high taxes and rent. The situation is calm, with some traders, including Kasita spokesperson Isa Sechito, arrested for attempting to address the crowd.
Traders demonstrated against the taxes, leading to police firing tear gas to disperse them. Some traders remain seated in front of their shops, while others have closed.
Tetugenda kukakkana paka ntozofuna kyetwagala tetugenda kukakkana ebyo tubyogera ng'abasuubuzi tubyogera ng'abantu kina mazima tukooye embeera egaanye renti kasasiro masannyalaze abamu tuli basingo mothers tusasulira mwe tusula tusasulira ebizi.
Law enforcement agencies, including police and army, are monitoring the situation, preventing gatherings. Traders say they won't operate until their demands are met. They condemned the arrest of Isa Sechito and other colleagues.
paka ku nkole ya never use jolabawo kasa mu mbera ya lenti Manisura afuze kirala Drake afuze kirala Kitando afuze kirala lwa lenti ate nga emisolo emali y'abantu efudde so kitegeeza nga nine muganda wangono tugamba abantu tugende tubanje omukulembeze waffe Sechito.
Before his arrest, Sechito urged traders to remain united.
Let us go and reorganize, open and work. Yes. Obuzibu bwa musolo abantu bano olaba eri yonna abalala bakola omusolo gwa kiri abatembeeyi bano ababalemesezza.
Traders have repeatedly expressed dissatisfaction over taxes and rents, highlighting the need for government intervention. Joseph Muyingo compiled this for UBC News.
Executive Director of Uganda Heart Institute, Dr. John Omagino, has expressed concerns over the rising prevalence of cardiovascular diseases, particularly heart blockages that can lead to heart failure. Omagino revealed that the institute currently has over 200 patients in need of pacemakers to help regulate their heartbeats and support proper blood circulation.
The studies of the mothers.
The Uganda Heart Institute continues to grapple with the increasing number of cardiovascular diseases in the country, with over 200 patients currently awaiting pacemakers to sustain proper heart function.
We have over 200 patients on the waiting list who are generated over time, and these patients do need these pacemakers as the only treatment modality available for their care. When patients need pacemakers, there's no other drug or medicine that can work for them. It's vital that they receive pacemakers.
The pacemaker helps to increase and to regulate the body, the heart rate, such that it meets the demand of the body. And with that, you convert and remove him from that situation, remove him from drugs.
Among those waiting for assistance are Abraham Bidong and Abdallah Swaleh, who said that receiving the devices would give them a second chance at life.
When I was moving, by the time I do move, I feel as if I'm the head, and yet I do move. When I'm moving, just I feel the straight, all the body parts here just get stretched.
A pacemaker is a small electronic device implanted in the heart to help regulate slow or irregular heartbeat. It sends mild electrical impulses to ensure the heart beats at a normal rate, thereby improving blood flow and preventing cardiac failure.
The heart has basically 4 chambers, but in functionally we have 2 chambers up called the atria and 2 down. And electrical activity has to come from those up called the atria to those down called the ventricle. So if you have an interruption in transmission of electricity from the upper chambers, the atria, to the lower chambers, the ventricles, we say you have a heart block.
To help address the growing need, Phil Pharmaceuticals has stepped in, donating both dual and single-chamber pacemakers to support patients in critical condition.
Towards the last quarter of 2025, we were fortunate to decide that we should come forward and give the Medtronic pacemaker both dual and single chamber. As Dr. Okello highlighted, there are almost 200 patients, and I'm sure more in waiting for want of this kind of an instrument, which would really save a life, which goes hand in hand with our group policy to serve the human beings, and that's what we are here for.
Mary Namkose, UBC News.
Very much there, Mary Namkose. Now, in a bid to promote digital inclusion, the Republic of Turkey, through its development agency, TIKA, has facilitated the establishment of a fully equipped computer laboratory for visually impaired persons in Uganda. The initiative aims to empower blind and partially sighted individuals with essential ICT skills for education and employment.
Computer laboratory equipped with specialized screen reading software will serve as a national training hub for visually impaired students, teachers and professionals, bridging the digital divide and fostering independence.
This student has FRJ. It is the basis of you identifying the other letters to go above, in the middle and then below.
The sophisticated tools that come with the computers intend to help people without sight to thrive in the digital world, a step closer to equal opportunity and inclusive growth.
Cooperation in the field of development is an essential part of our multidimensional bilateral relations with Uganda. Since the early 2000s, TIKA has completed 106 projects in Uganda.
Mastering digital tools opens doors to meaningful employment for visually impaired individuals. When we provide access of ICT training, we're not just teaching technical skills, we're unlocking pathways to diverse professions, from administrative support and coding to launching their own businesses.
The hub is expected to train dozens of visually impaired students and teachers, which will in return increase enrollment for blind students in the education and job spaces.
Number one is Senior 4 students, after doing exams and before they join Senior 5, they'll have to come here for training. Senior 4 students. This year, the number of Senior 4 students who sat for exams, those who are totally blind, about 28. And those who are with the low vision, about 146. That's from Uganda National Examinations Board. So next year, we expect
Now, a little into the health sector, Uganda health advocates, policy makers, scientists and development partners have convened in Kampala for the first ever National Conference on Communicable and Non-Communicable Diseases, held jointly with the 19th Joint Annual Scientific Health Conference. A 5-day event has brought together experts and policy makers to order less than one call: unified action against communicable and non-communicable diseases.
Uganda battles a dual disease burden: malaria, HIV and tuberculosis, alongside rising cases of diabetes, hypertension, cancers and mental illness. Experts emphasize integration as the best way forward. Dr. Jane Ruth Acheng says the conference demonstrates Uganda's renewed commitment to disease prevention, community empowerment and multi-sectoral collaboration.
These gains reflect strong and long-term collaboration between government, partners, academia, and the communities. While progress has been made, challenges still remain. There are deep geographic disparities in access to quality health services, with rural areas facing significant challenges. And again, while government has made progress in infrastructure, the majority of our infrastructure is for primary health care.
With global health financing uncertain, speakers urged local funding mechanisms through government and community initiatives to strengthen service delivery.
Over the past decade, Uganda has made significant strides in building infrastructure, human resources, and technical capacity to address communicable and non-communicable diseases such as HIV/AIDS, tuberculosis, and others. But simultaneously, growing attention has been directed towards the rising burden of NCDs.
There are 40,000 nurses on the street, or its equivalent. There are male nurses riding borders. We really need to come up with interventions to solve this.
Together, discussions on communicable and non-communicable diseases under one roof marks a decisive step towards building a resilient, integrated health system.
The government's community health extension workers strategy, already active in over 50 districts and set to expand nationwide by 2026, aims to bring services closer to communities.
Improve on the outreaches by scaling up the mobile X-rays to diagnose, as we scale up the outreaches in vaccines and by deploying vaccine vans to make sure that we get the people in the communities.
The hybrid conference has attracted hundreds of participants, researchers, health professionals and civil society.
Let us have integration, not disintegration. Work within the existing structures and ensure that we get the joint and mutual health outcome.
Expected outcomes include policy recommendations, stronger partnerships and a national communique outlining next steps for a resilient, equitable health system.
Now, the Health Service Commission is proposing new standing orders to fill workforce gaps caused by medical professionals temporarily leaving their posts. The draft includes short-term appointments or locum positions lasting up to 2 years, aimed at ensuring continuous health care delivery in critical and specialized fields.
The proposed short-term appointments would cover professionals on leave, such as those on long-study leave or indefinite medical reasons, among others. Stakeholders in the health sector have supported these proposed appointments, however emphasizing the need for Health Service Commission oversight, rather than leaving decisions entirely to hospital boards. A key proposal is to restrict health professionals from working both for public and private facilities simultaneously. They believe this change will boost the performance of the public health system.
For instance, private employment, or whether if you are a full public servant, whether you should be employed or should run a private sector at the same time. And this issue is also, we are making some proposals that if you are a public servant, then maybe you should not have private employment within the same area.
Additionally, the consultations suggest one-day leave after 3 consecutive night shifts for medics to prevent burnout.
We talked about disciplining a health worker the traditional way, can take 6 months or 1 year. We are proposing that disciplinary process to be concluded within 3 months. We are also proposing issues to do